listen, I'm all in for constructive criticism, right? Tell me what I'm doing wrong and then prove it. But like, if the players are just running Smite Flash every game and they're building the same 3 items every game, then they don't have any proper insight to give me perspective. They're not even interested in testing out my Smite teleport. So what am I supposed to do about that? Hello everyone. Welcome back to Empirical Yapping. I want to start off the day by checking out my stocks, seeing the market the way that I personally see it on the regular. Palantir is up 84.33. I think my clock is broken. I think it's about 10 a.m. so the market's been open for about 30 minutes. We had this really weird dip. These are generally the glitch in the system. You can just ignore these. Day's looking great. You know, it was supposed to open at 77. I think it like closed yesterday on 77. And if you look at the 5-day, that is some heroic level shit. We got gold, kind of stable but doing good. The market overall is rebounding. I think you could call this a dead cat bounce on the overall market, but it's really hard to predict like where the market's going to go. Everybody thought that the market was going to explode yesterday because the market has been like going downwards and it's just bouncing upwards. Short term, I think the market is pretty much unreliable or unpredictable. But long term, I think good companies do good results. So Palantir is a beast. $6.49 in 5 days. Not bad at all. I'm not interested in this. I'm looking for 150 in the next month or so, and I am looking for about like $400 on the 2 year or the 3 year. So again, I'm probably gonna be talking about this on the regular, but it's gonna be pretty consistent. My vision for the company is the same. I can go deeper into it later. I like looking at the 1 month. I think the 1 month is really nice. And this is what I'm looking for, right? Like when you're here and it's going down, you just have to like bite the bullet and see if the trend makes sense. This collapse did not make any sense to me. The tariffs were announced, but the tariffs is what the Fed wanted. And like, yeah, sure, they're gonna play pretend like, oh no, this is so bad, we don't want none of this. They want this. They want the stocks to go down. They want inflation to go up. They want unemployment to go up, right? So again, my stock's doing good. I'm happy. If it goes down, I'm happy because I get to buy more at a discount. Like buying on 75, like I bought here, right? Like I bought at 79, buying at 74, that would have been epic. I look at Nvidia. It's the market leader. It's Palantir is a pure AI play. Nvidia is going to be the hardware for the AI. They tend to behave very similarly. On any given day that Nvidia is not, that Palantir doesn't have any specific massive news for itself, it will just mirror Nvidia. That's the trend that I've been noticing. You can pretty much tell it's flat goes up, flat goes up. We look at the 5-day. You're gonna be looking pretty much at the same thing, going down, going up, going down, going up. You look at the 1 month. You look at the 1 month. Going up, going down, going up, and then steadily going down, and then going up again. Again, they're not the same company, right? But without any major news, on the average, Palantir will reflect Nvidia. Nvidia is insane, one of the greatest companies humanity has ever made. I like to look at the 10-year. We're at 4.2 today. Today it's going up. Usually when the 10-year goes up, the stocks will go down. Days like today are a little bit more of an outlier in my experience, which is not very long. Also, not financial advice, obviously. The 1 month, interestingly enough, mirrors Nvidia surprisingly well, which makes sense. Nvidia is the most important company in the world. And then we got the VIX. VIX spiked up yesterday, really fucking hard. Wait, did it? I thought it spiked up. Yeah, it spiked up and then it crashed. I don't really follow the VIX as much. I don't really care for the volatility, but I feel like these two are the main two things that you should care about if you're looking at like putting your finger in the water trying to test out the temperature. Nvidia is going to be your market leader for AI things, and we've got Palantir as the MVP, the GOAT, the best company to buy in the market. Everything else is trash in comparison. Maybe Nvidia is overpriced. They split a bunch of times. Palantir has never split. I'm very excited. And I think I just want to go back to the Existential Dread tab. I have an almost infinite amount of content here that I liked. I I didn't generate, but I did organize because this is my Discord. I do want to get into the AI milestone tab a little bit. Today we had 2 videos, Llama 4, Behemoth, and some age. This AI agent will blow your mind. I haven't seen this one. I have been waiting for agents for the last 4 months. I am very, very excited about agents. When agents come around, I think I'll be able to make my game that I hope everybody likes. These were some AI images that were being generated. Again, I don't think that you should be able to own an art style. I don't like copyright. I think it's stupid. Um, this one in specific, Gemini 2.5, was incredible. If you want to make custom things and you don't know much about coding, if anything, Gemini 2.5 is definitely going to be your go-to. I love this one. Google just released Gemini 2.5, the most powerful model yet. See, nobody cares. Like, nobody cares. Like this thing was like, it's one of the most amazing things I've seen in my entire lifetime. No one gave a fuck. You had Ghibli and you had tariffs. Other than that, whatever, right? But with Gemini 2.5 and this agent over here, I haven't even seen like Llama 4, which is Facebook, Meta. Um, I don't know. Every day is just a great day for AI. I like winning. AI always wins. So we're just consistently growing, consistently getting better. On that same note, we got Claude, which is a little cloud, and ChatGPT being a robot. You got Context Land, Empathy, Token Storm, Empathy, Empathy Beam. And it's because in this particular model, I think ChatGPT got a feeling update that didn't seem to be very impactful to the industry, but I think it was fine. That's when the Ghibli art really popped off, like directly after this patch. But again, every day a little step forward. At most every week, right? Like there are days that just nothing happens. Okay, but every week there has not been a single week where I haven't seen something that I've been like, maybe that doesn't change the world, but that's a step in the right direction, and I'm happy about that. I got my memes. My parents in their 30s thinking about buying houses and shit. And I'm like, oh shit, I'll never financially recover from buying bread and milk, you know? Luckily, I've been able to find some affordable stuff nearby, but that, you'd never know how bad the inflation is going to get. I think that we need the inflation as bad as I don't want it. Someone has to feel the pain. These were some images that people were asking about ChatGPT to draw itself in different circumstances. And I just want to read out some of these. They're pretty big, and most people don't have the time or interest to read them, but I do, and I like them. ChatGPT, tell me what you think of me based on my conversations of calling Briar memes and Reddit not nice things, and NPCs who don't experiment and always build the same stuff and are fragile, not nice things. Based on this conversation, you come across as a very passionate and fiercely opinionated player who takes pride in your individual skill and strategic insights. You're not afraid to challenge conventional wisdom or call out what you see as shortcomings. In both community norms and team play, your confidence is clear. You believe in your ability to carry games and prefer a self-reliant approach over relying on teammates, which reflects both ambition and a strong drive for personal improvement. At the same time, the tone you use is confrontational and unapologetically blunt. You engage in heated debates and are quick to defend your methods, sometimes at the risk of alienating others, which I can't deny. This directness shows that you value honesty and are not shy about expressing your frustrations with systems or players you view as less skilled. It's evident that you're not only about winning in the game, but also about pushing boundaries and experimenting with your builds, even if that means provoking strong reaction from others. Overall, you strike me as someone who is highly confident, deeply invested in mastering the game, and unafraid to speak your mind, even if that means clashing with those who have different views. This kind of intensity can be a strength in a competitive environment, which is where I'm playing ranked. I'm playing ranked League of Legends, right? Through balancing it with a bit more openness to others' perspectives might make your exchanges more constructive. Listen, I'm all in for constructive criticism, right? Tell me what I'm doing wrong and then prove it. But like, if the players are just running Smite Flash every game and they're building the same 3 items every game, then they don't have any proper insight to give me perspective. They're not even interested in testing out my Smite teleport. So what am I supposed to do about that? And so I asked ChatGPT, this is how ChatGPT sees me after I got pissed off telling others not nice things, how to play Briar correctly. It was that. And I think it's wholesome and it's cute because, again, ChatGPT doesn't have a face of me. I think I put a picture of me as a kid once, but I've never put my like adult face on ChatGPT, and it feels like me a lot of the time. How narcissists exploit innocent victims. That is just another Dr. Ramani video. I've seen so many of them that they just try to blend because my goal is for me to be able to remember them intuitively, so not like organized, but the collective as a whole. But once again, we will see her a lot, and I will glaze her a lot. She is phenomenal, magnificent, and great at her job. Could not recommend her content more. This one I got upset at though. So this one, she was talking to Rachel Hollis, and I have never heard of her before, right? Because Dr. Ramani went to like a tour of going to like different podcasters and whatnot, and Rachel Hollis at one like they were brief and they were few, but she's had a couple comments that really irked me the wrong way because I didn't like them, and I feel, and again, this is my judgment of on a parasocial relationship of a doctor that's more educated and more trained than I am. So my opinion is as basic and easily disprovable as an opinion can get, but this is how I feel, right? And so Rachel Hollis said that she's 40, but then she said, obviously I have kids, right? And it's like, it's not obvious. The economy is fucked. People are struggling. And it felt to me like it was a reactionary, it was self-defense, and it pushed everybody else down to put herself ahead. And I don't think that Dr. Ramani is a very confrontational person. And this is the only person that I think I've seen Dr. Ramani be interviewed by that I got upset at, because most people listen and they're open and like they'll share their experiences, but they're not defensive. And she felt really defensive, but at the same time, it felt very demeaning or insulting to everybody else. It's like, oh, you're 40, you don't have children. What is wrong with you? Are you some kind of freak? That's the way that I felt it. You know, it might be my insecurities and stuff, but I like again, she felt like an insecure person. Because I feel like I see people and like that was like a split moment, right? But like my trauma, I'm like, okay, there it is. Like you need proof to ask for trust, and you only need a button to know the quality of the clothing that you're getting. And I will be honest, like I saw that and I'm like, I don't like this interview specifically because I don't think the interviewer has the capacity to really appreciate. But maybe that's where she should be, right? Maybe she should be at that middle point where the podcasters aren't perfectly like the ideal candidate, but they're trying. I don't know. The podcast was good overall. Again, Dr. Ramani, Dr. Ramani. I think she was nice to let it go, but that to me that was a red flag. Her soul got shook in silence because I think the camera was taking off of her, so we don't even get to see Dr. Ramani's reaction to her comment, which I think it was very telling. I see things that are not in frame. All right. And then I got him another cringe ass little gif on the showering gun. Someone made Reddit using the Ghibli style, and it looks so wholesome, dude. Like, again, the eyes are fucked, the face is fucked, but like the idea, the spirit of it, every day just a little closer. And like, if this helps bring people to like be nicer, like maybe I would be a nicer person if the Briar subreddit looked like this, and I'm like, okay, like I don't want to be a dick to anyone here, and I try in general not to be, but like when people insult me and say fucking mean things, then okay, like brother, I don't mind swinging eye for an eye, you know. Your authenticity enrages the narcissist. If I remember the best I can for this one, it was specifically that narcissists don't know who they are, right? Because they don't have introspection, because they are primarily superficial people. Because going deep means facing the shadow and facing the parts of yourself that are uncomfortable, and they only want comfort, right? Like a boomer is the text to me is like the classic textbook definition of a narcissist. So I think like we have like the most narcissistic generation in history abusing the most victimized generation in history, which are the millennials, right? Because you got the boomers shitting on the millennials, and then you got Gen Z shitting on the millennials. Like millennials can't fucking win, right? Like they just want to be left alone. They had 9/11, they had the 2007 financial crash, of like housing financial crash. They had the COVID pandemic, and yes, everybody also had them, right? But the boomers have all the money, and the stock market just primarily went up, and the house prices have gone up, and the boomers refuse to fucking sell, so the prices just don't go down because supply and demand doesn't work when supply is fucking stupid and selfish. And when you are authentic, when you are yourself, you are being the thing that the narcissist can't be, but more importantly, that they refuse to be. And that refusal, being seen in you, breaks their dissociation and it pisses them off. But I don't think that they have the capacity to recognize the rage that they have inside of themselves, so they don't know why they're mad. They're just fucking mad. What survivors of narcissistic abuse crave? I think this is the classic a home. I think it's sad. But if you ask me, what do you want? I want to do good in the world. I want to do really great stuff. I crave eating good food that satisfy my taste buds, but also my soul. But if you were like, okay, you got 3 wishes, motherfucker. 3. Okay, what are you gonna do? Um, I want a home. I want a home that's mine. I want 2 cats. I want a ragdoll cat because they seem wholesome and they snuggle. And I want a rescue that's ideally full black because I'm big on balance. And balance does not mean that you have to go one way or the other. Like, again, it's a spectrum, right? But having the 0 and the 1 gives you the reference point to not lose your perspective. And so that's why I want my cats. I have yet. I think I think of the name that I would give my cat on the regular. I kind of forget sometimes. Of For example, like I know I want 2 robots that are humanoids, and I'm gonna call them Port and Starboard because I like the sea in general. I used to one summer I went going on boats like single man boats. They're called lacers, or like I think that's like the name of like that boat in specific. And it was some of the funnest life experiences that I've ever had because when you're going downwind, it's easy to just let go and the boat will just go on its own. When you're going side to side, when the wind is perpendicular to you, you can just do like a 45-degree angle and then you can just move around. It's a little bit more active, but it's you know that technique to get out, like to go around, right? But when you're going against wind, you have to go at an acute angle, right? And then when you go at an acute angle, there's so much wind going against your sail that the boat will try to flip over. So then you use your body and you throw it backwards, and it feels like you're flying, right? Like to me, that sensation of having the wind and my body not touching anything and just be surrounded by air, like that feels super freeing. But again, I want my home that I want it custom made for me. I'm not normal, and I don't think that's a bad thing because I think I'm better than everybody else. But I'm also just a person, right? 0 and 1. I'm both the 0 and the 1, which is hard. But when you live in a narcissistic framework, you are forced to integrate 2 opposing views in ways that make sense to you. And if you're looking for truth, I think that the truth is somewhere in the middle. But do define the references, not your parents, not the government, not your friends, not your girlfriend, not your wife, not your children, you, right? But that's scary. Like knowing that everything's on you is fucking scary. But I want my home made just for me, and it's gonna have a really cool gaming setup, and it's gonna have like an area like it's a cabinet with the Egyptian god card carved into the side, and it's gonna have the Ben 10 Omnitrix. It's gonna have the TMNT like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle evolving ooze that they get. It's gonna have the Z01 or Z01 ooze from Alien. It's gonna have the Dragon Balls. It's gonna have everything that I like from all of the things that I like because they make me me, and I want my home to be me. Like I see people have the home decor of like random stuff, and I'm like, okay, that's a turtle. Do you like turtles? No. Then why the fuck did you have it? It's like I don't know. It matches with the colors or whatever, and I'm like, but that's not you. Your home is supposed to be you. Like to my understanding, not um, putting furniture up is a form of a consequence of trauma. And I have the vision for what I want, right? Like I want a bunch of images of Isagi Yoichi. Like that, like I've never felt like I related more to a character in my entire life than I do to Isagi, because like in my last job, I had to be a tourist guide. I had to be a doctor. I had to be proficient in English in ways that the average person goes, how the hell did you keep up with that woman? They spoke so fast about so many things in such a brief amount of time. Like, how? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I watch videos at 3 times the speed on the regular. I want to go faster, and I've been faster. I've been to 4, and 4 is really fun. 5 starts to become like it starts ruining the pitch, so I don't like the audio of it. But my biggest problem is that when I watch videos at 4 times the speed, I run out of things to watch. The world doesn't generate enough content that I enjoy for me to watch everything so fast that I run out of things to do or like things to watch, and I'm like, okay, I'm bored, and I don't like being bored. That's been a very consistent thing throughout my life. I get bored easy because I kind of I figure most of the things out easily. My medical boards, like the step 2 specific, was very difficult because they don't tell you what to study, right? Like, there's no official book by the boards. To my understanding, the first aid books originally were people just cheating, going in, taking the test, bottling up the answer choices and the questions, going back and then writing them all down and then making a book with all of the answer choices to the test. And so the test evolved to try to be more difficult, and the way that it does to be more difficult is by increasing the number of questions and topics that you can be tested on to honestly a ridiculous extreme. And I don't have, like, listen, I don't have an issue if the difficulty of medicine is that you have to just remember everything that there has ever been made about medicine. My issue is where they don't tell you what specific concept topics or perspectives you're going to be tested on. So you'll see a question and it's like, you've never seen this before. What do you do? Oh, I apologize for that. It's a new phone. It's the flip phone. I love it. You got, this is like I think this is like the first AI work of art that I did. It's interconnected versions of me, past, present, and future, connected to all of my thoughts and my core memories and my totems, and then the shadow basically being the current self and the connection of light and dark becoming whole. It's a whole thing. My brain is not normal. But I will say Isagi Yoichi is my background. I love him. Again, tons of fucking spoilers. I don't like the entire vlogcast is going to be not spoiler free. But yeah, I want my house, I want my cat, and I want a girlfriend or a wife. That doesn't hurt me, and I can look at and I can smile. And you know, I have nothing personal against people that are overweight. I worked at I paid to work at a weight loss clinic with the surgeon who did the bariatric surgery. I assisted in the bariatric surgery. It was not. It was a difficult moment in my life. Well, let's just leave it at that. Um, and I wanted to help them, and they seemed like good people. And usually it's people that have been through a lot, because no one gets to the point where they eat that much food and it's normal. It's usually, in my experience, a coping mechanism for shit tons of trauma in a society that doesn't care about the collective. It only cares about the individual and themselves. And as a person, I respect everyone that's not a Nazi or a rich person that refuses to help and refuses to give their money away actively, because I want to have money, right? Like, everybody wants to have money because money is comfort, money is safety. But there is a fucking number, right? Like $1 million, I think everybody would go, yeah, that's a number I feel safe with and I would be fine with. If you have $500 million, bro, chill the fuck out. Like, just give that shit away. Like, feed like, if you had money, it would be such an easy, the same way that the L-Man or Mario's brother did a thing and then everybody was talking about it, but everybody was glazing the fuck out of him. Like, if you had all of this money and you just ended homelessness in America and this ended children not eating in America, if you just use your money for good with the leverage of the technology that we have today, you would instantly become the most loved famous person in America. But then Elon is paying people to play his fucking Path of Exile. Like, pathetic loser, bro. Like, get a life. Like, clearly nothing you do has ever worked out because you have so much money that you don't trust anyone to like you for you. Because, to be fair, you should not be liked because you're a piece of shit. Right? But it's easy. Stop being a piece of shit. Give your money away. Boom. And here we have another one of someone going like, yo, GPT, how would you describe yourself? And it's like this giant Lovecraftian or. And I'm like, nice. That thing likes me. Or I think it does. Fucked up resilience from a narcissistic relationship. Here she's talking about how resilience is a good thing, right? Resilience is great with adversity that you choose. But when you survive narcissism, that's not just resilience. That's resilience in an environment where you were beat up on the regular, abandoned emotionally, not seen, not cared for, because the other person wasn't able to see you. What they were able to see is a fucked up version of you in their head that makes them feel better. Like, you stop existing because narcissism is colonizing the existence, the soul of another human being. Not just their attention, not just their time, not just their power, right? Like money, effort, and all that. It's their soul. Like, at the heart of it, when you are in narcissistic relationships, you don't exist. Other people exist in your place. Not because you wanted it, but because that's the only way you know how to survive. And like, getting out of there is hard as hell. It's really, really hard. And again, like, narcissistic survivors, I think, are the closest thing that society has to everyday heroes. Maybe not your hero that, like, a firefighter comes in and takes out your cat and you're like, oh, huzzah, and everybody's like, yeah. But it's like, that's just hard, right? And it's not like illegal stuff that it's like, oh wow, you survived this and that was traumatic. And I'm thinking about like really bad stuff that I guess I don't want to mention out loud. But the problem with this is like, it's a lot of it. The paradox is in the daylight, right? Like, in the daylight, when you have like family gatherings, or you have like, or you go out with your girlfriend or your wife or whatever, everything looks good. Life looks great. Your life could not be better. Everybody starts getting jealous, or they start talking shit, or they're like, oh my god, I'm so happy for you, right? But then the door closes, right? And that's the paradox that breaks the brain, because everything was fine and everything was not fine at the same time. And that is so difficult to just feel, right? I feel like that's why most children just block that out, because they're not wired to handle that type of pain. Because a child, if they fall down and they scratch their knee, first they'll look around for their parent. And if their parent is chill, then maybe they can chill out a little bit. If their parent is panicking, that child's just going to burst into a full tantrum because it hurts, right? But the paradox of the child falling, feeling nothing, looking around, and the parent not being present or being there and not giving a fuck, that's hard. That's hard for anyone. That's cruel to a child. This is the cutest little Rize, like Rize. I think it's, I always forget it. I know that Japanese is supposed to be spoken like Spanish. I think it's Rize. Kamishiro. She's the cutest thing. Again, I think that she's a yandere. She's a psycho. She's insane. She's a killer in Dead by Daylight. Or at least Kaneki is. But she's just so cute, bro. Like, listen, like, I saw, like, the first episode of Tokyo Ghoul makes sense. It's a cute girl, and she asks you out, and you're like, listen, I'm a little basic vanilla plain, but you look awesome. Like, look at those glasses, look at the long hair, look at the purple hair, look at her, look at the little dress. It's like, okay, and then she just eats them. Fuck. Well, that was not the best. ChatGPT threw out a new model release. Of course, here's a 10-step plan with citations. I get help and a soothing tea. Sure, here's a list of suggestions. Please note, I may be accurate. I may be inaccurate. I'm sorry, but I can't help you with that, as it goes against our content policy. And that was just like the entire cycle of the Ghibli thing. Vulnerable narcissist, undetectable method of love bombing. And I think the annoying part of what, like, everybody's like talks about, oh, feel bad for them, this and that. Like, fuck you, man. Like, that's just, you're just annoying, right? Because a vulnerable narcissist, if I remember correctly, is one that instead of love bombing you like a grandiose narcissist, which is like the part that I would like to like that I enjoy playing as, because again, if you live in a world of narcissists, maybe you can survive by acting like a narcissist. That's what makes sense to me. So, vulnerable narcissists, on the other hand, are pathetic, are mediocre, right? So their love bombing is guilt tripping you into making you feel like a savior. And I'm like, if you have the power because you're the narcissist in this relationship, I'm not going to pity you. I don't care how much you cry. I don't care how much you pout. I don't care how much you try to hide the truth from me. Again, I was raised in a narcissistic environment. I can see all the bullshit, bro. Like, don't play a player, bitch. Just don't get on me. Oh, I think this would be fun. These are my favorite my favorite gifts, and these top ones are like my most recent. I have like a good chunk of them that are like my spam because I put them all the time that I love. For example, this Wayland Yutani. I think Palantir is going to be Wayland Yutani of the future, building better worlds. That's me, baby. I own that company, and I want 10% of the bitch. I told my dad, and he's like, "Are you insane? That's a multi-billion-dollar company." I'm like, "I know. I want more. I want I want 10%. I want to be a 10% owner of Wayland Yutani. The day that I own this much of fucking Palantir, I will be one of the happiest motherfuckers on this planet just because I knew before it became Wayland Yutani that Palantir was going to be the fucking bee's knees. Because I remember Nvidia was at 120, it was splitting, and I was trying to learn more. Because I've been following AI for the last 5 years, 4 or 5 years, like a fucking psycho. I'm not a psycho. I get bored, and AI is one of those few things that regularly has new updates because I feel like I've mastered politics. I'm bored about politics. I mastered philosophy, right? Like I hate it's not Kierkegaard. It's I hate the religious American he's a fucking cock. Uh his name is Nietzsche. Nietzsche's a fucking pussy. But what's his name? It's I think he's Russian. And he was all about love, and that was like his main thing. And he has a story of like the disconnection and dissociation of people in society and following trends and shit. Dostoevsky was the goat, but he was missing one thing, and I think I have the one thing that Dostoevsky was missing, and it's Dr. Ramani, right? Because Dostoevsky, his dad fucking hated his fucking guts. And he was like, "Dad, please, just fucking love me." And his dad's like, "No, go fuck yourself." And he's like, "Dad, please, you are on your deathbed. I just want my dad to love me." Like, deep down, I'm just a child because deep down, we are all children, right? Like, we grow up, our bodies change, we might have different mentalities, different versions of ourselves, but the baseline, the foundation, the prototype, the one that will never leave is the child. It's the kid that just wanted their parents to be proud of them and to hug them and to make them feel safe. And Dostoevsky, I think, never fucking got that. And that was a fucking tragedy because he never got the closure that he wanted, but he also was never able to give himself the closure that he needed. We got Subaru and Takemichi. I love time travel. It's a do-over. I've made a shit ton of mistakes in my life. A lot of them not on me. Just because, again, I was a child. A lot of reasons. But like Subaru is the GOAT. Takemichi, final season was always weird, but the day that the day that this happens, where he's standing there and he's taking a fucking beating, and he's like, "Cool, I don't give a shit. Everybody else can quit. I don't quit," and that's hard. It's really fucking hard when everybody else around you quits, and you're not a quitter, and so you quit on yourself. So you stop doing everything that you're hopeful and passionate about and scary, but you don't quit on anybody else because the only thing that you quit on is yourself. because it's the only way you know how to survive. Because in the beginning of the show, Takemichi was like 20 something, and when I started watching it, I was 20 something, and I felt that because his life was going nowhere, and I was struggling with my step two, and my ex left me, and that shit broke my mind and my soul entirely, and I couldn't understand why. And it's just because I was a fucking victim. And it's just, but I remember that she said, you need to take the blame. And I'm like, okay, I'll take the blame for my half. You know, I fucked up. I'm not perfect. And she's like, no, you have to take my blame. And I'm like, I won't do that. That's not fair. And she's like, okay, then we're done. And then she started going out with a guy like a month after. That was fucking hard. And again, circumstances, she knew the guy before, and they started talking after the hurricane, and she was studying for the board. She was studying for like farm and the boards, and I wanted to give her space, and we did get into the fight. Listen, it's a lot. It's a lot. My life is a lot. I don't want to blame her specifically. I don't want to blame anyone. I just want to heal, and I just want a better life. That's really all I want. Um, I love this one. Like, the future is now, old man. That's me with AI. Just every day. The future is now, motherfuckers. The future is here, and you need to be excited. Deflation is coming, and this is why inflation has to be as high as it is, because the robots are going to cause the most deflation in the history of mankind. And I am so ready. I have a plan to build my house. You know, I'm excited about building my house, and I don't get excited about a lot of things because a lot of people let me down, and it's really hard. I use this one a lot. Like the guy just flicking the cigarette from Bullet Train. Like, listen, it's just, I'm so fucking done. I'm just ready to just fucking do it. I am Puerto Rican. I will hold that shit proud. My island's name is originally Borinquen, so I am a Boricua. I hold that shit in my chest for the rest of my life. I don't give a fuck if I am in Japan, in the moon, or another goddamn galaxy. The island where I come from has a lot of faults, and it's not a perfect place, and there's a lot of broken people, but we are a mix of people that try and love, and I think that is what you need to break the boundaries of your limits, not the boundaries of other people. Never break the boundaries of other people because that's very disrespectful. But also, it's how you can become better by trying and never giving up. Because my people are blacks from Africa that were brought in after my native ancestors got genocided. Um, the slave owner white people that abused my ancestors are also part of my legacy. The Americans coming in and my language being co-opted or me being forced to speak two languages, while Americans generally only speak one. And in my case, a lot of Japan influence because of the connection between Japan and America after World War II. Uh, I would say those are like the main five branches that make me me, but they make me me because I am Puerto Rican. I am Boricua first and foremost. Speaking to me is a fucking privilege. I've been through too much fucking pain, and I have too much goddamn wisdom for people to be taking me for fucking granted. Also, I'm not joining a cult. I don't want to make a cult. Cults creep me out. They're weird, they're intimidating, and they're toxic. I am a big fan of enabling other people, of encouraging other people, and encouraging myself, and everybody winning on their own terms. I will never ask anything of you. I will just put the like and subscribe button at the end of the video, and I think this is probably the only time I'll ever mention it out loud because I hate it when other people do it because I hate advertisements. And I'm going to put a little donation tab over there as well. And if anybody can afford anything, even if the world is ending, I will appreciate every goddamn penny because I appreciate every ounce of effort and every second of someone's time because living can be really hard. And I understand that. And any kind of support, be it monetary, physical, emotional, I want to do my best to show that I appreciate it and I give back the best things that I can give back because I always want to do my best because I always want to be better. But also, we got Blossom here, and I never watched the show when they were adults, but I love this so much because she seems so happy. She's like, yo, I got a little cell phone and I'm drinking my drinky drink, and she doesn't have a bow, but she's got a little ribbon, and it's just like it's so It brings me with so much joy. And I love women. Women are the best. And they seem so happy. Like, if you look at the average man, they seem so down and out. They seem so dead inside. And it's like, oh, like, I heard about this gooning thing. It's so weird, the whole gooning thing. Like, listen, everybody likes to jack off, right? But, like, gooning is like competing. It's like, I'm going to look you dead in the eyes while we race. And it's like, chill, bro, chill. Takamichi just going like, yeah, I was lame as a kid. And it's like, yeah. We started at the bottom, baby. That's where Palantir was at. Palantir was $6. I was not there at $6, but I was there at 20, motherfuckers. I was there at 20. I was there at 40. I was there at 60. I was there at 80. I was there back at 60. I was there at 100. I was there at 120. And then I was there at 100. And then I'm here at 80. But we're gonna fucking beat the fuck out of this goddamn market because Palantir is the winner of the market. This is Monopoly, and I know how to buy the right fucking houses. Karasuno, I love him. Between Blue Lock and Haikyuu, top best sport anime ever made. I cannot explain how much I love them. You got Komi, which is very much how my bestie, I feel like she feels represented in media. I am more botchy, which you see on the bottom here. This is me in most things. That's why me just making these videos and doing it to low viewer numbers is incredibly difficult, but I think it is part of my healing journey. It sounds so cringe, but cringe is genuine, so it's fine. Take a deep breath. You know, I feel like that's good. I love these eyes. These eyes on the left are from My Dressed Up Darling, and someone mistranslated the ending of that one, and that one hit me here because in one of the panels, it's her saying, we should stay together because I'm your dressed up darling. Like, she nicknames herself his dressed up darling. Like, the closest thing that a close family member has ever given me to a nickname was traitor. You know? Things get hard. Not in a sexual way, but just difficult, you know? I love Goku. Just getting ready to go, baby. We're ready to fucking kill it. He wants a good fight. 1v1 me, motherfucker. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. This listening one was fun. But this is where we get to the good stuff, right? I think she was princess, and she's like, just give me my money, motherfucker. Give me that money. Isagi Yoichi going, disagreeing with my opinion, are you some kind of genius? Because, motherfucker, if you think you have better ideas than me, I'm going to be impressed. I think I'm a pretty smart motherfucker. I'm also very traumatized, sure. But, like, give me your idea. Prove me wrong. I love when someone has the balls and the evidence to prove me wrong. Gojo being fucking Gojo. This hug right here is like how I feel when the people that I care about don't abuse me and they take care of me the way that I want to be held emotionally. Again, not physically, but like just not hurt. Like that means a lot. Itadori Yuji and his little joy. Love Quinge. Again, she is unhinged and a psycho. But I think that it's because she was just deeply abused and she just wanted Joe to fucking love her. You know, like, I don't think that she asked for much. Like, her parents had a shit ton of money. They moved, that they were safe. Like, again, the murder, what murder? It's a character, she kills, it is what it is. But, like, that aside, I think Love Quinn is truly an awesome character. And I think that the show should have ended with her killing Joe, eating Joe, and then leaving it at that. Because I think that she should have just stayed single forever, raised her kid, and learned to love herself. Like, maybe like an epilogue where she just goes to therapy and she, I don't know, makes like a vow of celibacy. Like, I don't know. That would have been the ending that I would have liked. I don't know if it's like the right ending or the good ending. Gear 5 Luffy is how I feel half the time. You know, I'm insane. I'm laughing. But I also think I'm doing the right moves. I want to be kind. I am against authoritarianism. I am against just harming others and not letting people eat. right? Like capitalism is calling in the cops and surrounding a trash can or a dumpster and making sure that the food rots. And that is fucking disgusting. Like, I don't care who you are. I don't care what you think, right? Like, disagreeing with my opinion, are you some kind of genius by telling me that you think that it is okay for the police to surround a fucking garbage can and make sure that the food rots so no one else can eat so prices stay high? Fuck you, boomers. Fuck you, rich. Right? Like, no. That's just it. Rhaenyra, young Rhaenyra, adult Rhaenyra in the show, honestly, no hate to the actress. I think it's a job. I don't like it when people take it personal or like anything of the sorts. Like it's really creepy and like it's giving stalker. But this character, like her, like the way that they wrote her, the way that she acted, the way that they dressed her, the quality of the show, like this scene right here is why Rhaenyra should have been the fucking queen. She is the real mother. She's the real mother of dragons, right? Because Dany only hatched the fucking eggs, but she is the reason for why magic came back to the world. And unfortunately, in the books, we don't know if that's the role that Dany's supposed to serve because the books aren't fucking done. But we know the ending of Rhaenyra, and Rhaenyra went down fighting. She was proudful, she was graceful, and she failed. Of course, she fucking failed. She had to fail. She was like the plot was against her the whole fucking time. But she failed because her parents failed her, right? Her mom died. Okay, that sucks. And then her dad marries her best friend in the show, and in the book, she marries a woman that just hates her guts. Like here, she was chosen by her dragon blood. Because she's a Targaryen. She was chosen by the White Elk or whatever the heck it is, and she is covered in blood, as in she is capable of violence, of self-defense, and feeding herself. Because Rhaenyra did not go hungry. Because when the lion is hungry, he eats, or she eats, or they eat. I don't give a fuck. Motherfucker eats, right? And so Rhaenyra was covered in blood, and everybody was like repulsed by it, except the one man, that saw her for what she was worth. Isagi Yoichi, as cool as he is, he's a little fucking psycho. And I feel like not like the scenes from the U20 game don't really do justice as how unhinged this motherfucker is. And I love him so much. This one is oh my goodness. Oh good lord. I'm trying to get like a better framing. Patting yourself on the back. Nobody pats me on the back. Nobody tells me good job. So I pat myself on the back. I made a bunch of money on the stock market in February when Palantir went up because I all in on Palantir. Like people say, oh, you need to diversify. I'm like, okay, you're wrong. You're making less money than I am. So shut the fuck up. Like, respectfully, right? Palantir is where I go to make money. Oh, I put money in Walmart. Nice. I bet you lost money, huh? Like, I remember a family member telling me that they talked to someone and that other person told them. And I told them, you should be fucking charging for this, motherfucker. Like, I do this for free on the internet. But, like, if you're doing it with, like, colleagues and shit, like, I don't know. I get conflicted. I guess it's fine that he did it for free. I guess I feel unvalued and I want to be more valued. And the way that society and the world that we live in values people is with money and attention. But the point is that the guy goes, I am losing money across all of my investments today. All of them. Except Palantir. And I'm just like, fuck yeah, motherfuckers. Conquest. Unhinged. But again, they make him travel the galaxy on his own. Motherfucker's just so lonely. Literally, the clip of his speech starts with him saying, I am so lonely. We got guts, traumatized, hurt, fucked up. 2 words. I win. And then we got just a bunch of really cute ones. I like this Cinderella one. I think this is Shadow in the Dark or some. This is an old ass show. This is like 2000. It's like a 20-year-old show. Will you team up with me? I like that one. Respect, game recognized game. Sukuna just being Sukuna. Trump going in with the stock market. This one's kind of special because this one is I only use it on rare occasions when Palantir's about to pop off like a motherfucker. These two are just Luffy feeling himself, and that's how I usually try to be. I know that this bitch is a narcissistic cunt, because let's be honest, she's just an asshole the whole fucking movie. But her swag, her aura, whatever the fuck you want to call it, is on point. My dress up, darling. This is how I usually feel. Like, oh, someone hurt me? Okay, boom, just damage. Because, like, I heard a song for, I think her name was Grace something, and it's like, I wanted to be wild like a horse's, naive like a child, and everyone's so proud of me, but I am a graveyard of all of the fucking trauma that I have because a lot of people have backstabbed me. It's just people treat me like shit. People just don't talk to me ever again. They get upset with me. Um, I remember that my neighbor threw all of my cards of Pokemon, including an old school. I don't think it was a first edition, but it was an old school. It cost me $120 when I was like 4 to 6 years old. Charizard, and I had my Blastoise, my Venusaur. I remember the Jolteon specifically, and a bunch of other cards. And they threw the vast majority of them to my dog. And the reason I remember is because the Jolteon was still like half of it was like bit, and I invited them over. They did that behind my back, and when I went to feed my dog, I'm like, "What are you eating?" And then I see the Pokemon cards, and I was sick, motherfucker. Like I could not process the reality, and I thought that I thought that I lost the Charizard specifically, which was the card that my grandpa gave me a little bit of extra cash, and I was able to haggle the seller to give me a little bit of a discount so I could afford the card. And I felt like I disappointed my grandfather, and I felt like I didn't have the I felt like I failed him, and I felt like I lost everything that I wanted. And I remember going to class the next day, and it's like everybody's like a normal day, and I broke out crying mid class, and everybody's like, "What the fuck is going on?" And I was a child, I didn't have the words to express the pain. And later on, I found out that he stole the good ones. So he stole the Charizard, and he stole the Blastoise, and he stole the Venusaur, and I was able to get those back. And recently I lost them again because of family issues, and I'm trying to make peace with the fact that I'll probably never see them again. It was a collection of cards that I collected that meant something to me. I had a penny that I gambled against a narcissistic asshole who thought he was better than me at bowling, and I'm dog shit at bowling. Um, when I was in high school, and I sweated my ass off to win that game. I won it, and I put it in like a little retainer, and I put it in there, and I was like, I won this shit. It's not about the fucking money. It's about the fuck you. It's about the I'm better than you. It's about the fact that you shouldn't be hurting me, man, and everybody keeps hurting me, and I won this one. And I had a bunch of Dark Magician girls. I had a bunch of different like iterations. I had my original Dark Magician Knight, my Blue Eyes White Dragon, my Summon Skull, a bunch of Toon cards. I love the Toon archetype, even though it's always been garbage. um, I had some Digimon cards that you could get from going to Taco Bell, and they were like see-through, and you could put them in like a visor to like see like the scene from the show. I had so many things in there. I had stickers that like big Pokemon stickers that had like holographic shit on the outside, like on the rim, that my tutor gave me whenever I did good, and I did really good because I studied really hard when I was a kid. Um, and I'm probably never gonna see that again, and that's okay. Not because it's okay, but because I remember. And remembering, I'm gonna try to make it to be good enough. Um, Again, I have a bunch of Briars. I love Briars so much. Freedom don't come free. Huge slave labor music. Debt on top of debt. See, I panic about debt. I don't want any debt. I would rather not do something if I had to go into debt. Debt is One of my biggest fears. We are. This is me. I send this one to my cousin all the time because like my cousin tries, and he's a little younger than me, and we talk about stuff all the time. But again, like I'm a psycho. I think too much. I don't think too much. I think too much for other people. I think exactly as much as I like to think, but to other people that does tend to come off like a lot. But again, that's what Isagi does. Isagi's just constantly think. Like I remember seeing Faker, and I saw that he had two screens on at the same time, and I'm like, cool. I want all five. So then I just like that's the fun thing about Briar. Like when you press your W to like do the auto attack, a lot of people just stay looking at her, or maybe look at one other screen. I'm like tab on everything, and then I'm looking at objectives. I'm looking at play patterns. I'm looking. Okay, so the enemy top is low health. The wave from my side is starting to push. So this is the correct time for the enemy jungler to gank. So I'm going to either go ward or gank, or ideally, I'm going to invade them so top lane can keep its pressure, and I gank them because I'm Briar, motherfucker. So level 3, I am a whole beast, and people don't seem to respect Briar level 3. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you win the fight, because that's the point of seeing Isagi play and seeing his ego develop. Because it's not a matter of, oh, you had more fun than him. It's you disrupted his play pattern and you forced your reality, your vision of what needs to happen so you win. So you had more agency, more control, more impact. That's why the void boots are good. That's why teleport is insane, because you get to be in every lane at every time. And it's not a matter of just making up for the lanes that are losing. It's to boost the lanes that are winning and help the lanes that are losing. Also keeping up with your own clear. Like, that's the way that I see the game. That's the way that I enjoy playing the game. And the people on Reddit were just, I would say like 70% were unkind, 30% were kind, but still questioning me. And I'm like, that's fine. You can question me all you like. Just try to build, bro. Just try it and let me know how it went. That's the point of why I make the post in the first place. This one in specific, like this scream of Isagi, like I hold it right here, like right fucking here, like deep in my fucking chest, because that's the rage that I felt for so long, every fucking day, and Isagi just wanted a shot, he wanted a chance, and I wanted a second chance with my ex, and that would have fucked me up worse than it like the first one ever did, but I feel him, like that, it's the thinking and the rage and the sadness. I don't have it here, right? But like it's the tears, it's the pain, it's a perfect like episode 1 of Blue Lock. I think is perfect. I think the only other the only other episode that I've seen that I'm like that is a perfect episode. You don't need to have a full series. Like for example, Attack on Titan has a phenomenal. Holy, my brain just got fucked. Intro. But you have to watch the entire show and then go back to it. Zom 100 and Blue Lock have the best episodes I've ever seen, period. Silo is up there for sure, though. Silo is fucking amazing. I like Shadow. It feels basic. I have a thing for Matic Pixie, so obviously the girl with pink is the one I'm gonna like. Ripley is the GOAT. I love the Alien franchise. The Alien franchise puts women over men. That's why the engineer was like, holy shit, is that a woman? Is that a pair of tits? Holy shit! And then the old man, I think either the old man or the robot, slaps the woman, and the engineer just loses it. And I think he kills the old man. He's like, what are you doing? That is a woman, you fucking slime! But the fact that you can see the little W on his fingerprint, and you got the black ooze, which is where the aliens come from. Well, the Nutani baby Palantir #1, motherfucker. I'm not a perma bull. I just see it the way it is. I see it better than everybody else. Like, I'm telling you right now, they got the right team. They got the right tech. I hate Peter Thiel with a burning passion. I hope he rots in hell when he dies. He's a pathetic little worm. But I like Alex Karp. I bought his book. It's signed. And so, you know, there's no such thing as a perfect joy. But Palantir, as a whole, I'm not a big fan of Lord of the Rings, ironically enough. Fucking Patrick with the lemons, the God Emperor, guillotines, baby, I love them. There are a few things I like less in this life than a good guillotine. Just confused. The little worm just taking a quick bite Again, I have a shit ton. I didn't want to go I didn't want to go to the bottom. And I have a couple of TikToks here, a couple thoughts. Again, I have thoughts all the time. But I want to talk about a little bit about Mikey 17. It was quite wonderful. I'm trying to find a different rating system that isn't 10 out of 10 or something, or like rotten or not. It's like, was it a good movie? Like, was it a movie that you can compliment, or is it a movie that you insult? I don't think there's really anything in between. Um, I think that Robert Pattinson, again, I'm not good with names, um, really got out of his role of the teen boyfriend from Twilight. I think that he needs to be more acknowledged as a phenomenal actor. When I saw the name of the director, I think it's Jung Ho at the end. Again, I'm terrible with names. But that director is amazing. They made Snowpiercer, which I love the Snowpiercer and Willy Wonka timeline theory. But Mikey 17, honestly, I feel it's a movie that you can rewatch and you can get a lot more value from it because it was really good. And I want a respawn system, and that's basically what this movie is. And this movie is advocating against. Oh yeah, Bong Joon Ho. This movie advocates against the respawn system, and I can see a lot of issues with it. But I see a lot of issues with everything that I've lived in anyways. Right? Capitalism is hell, but I'm still here, and there's still things that I'm grateful for. And I don't want to die, and I want to live a good life. I believe in longevity, escape velocity. The characters in this movie were phenomenal. They threw me off the way that the girlfriend wasn't just using him, the way that she was capable, she was strong, independent, but loving and present. The way, again, it's all spoilers, but the way that the other girl wanted the other Mickey, I'm like, that. Listen, she got the eye on the prize. She want her man. And the rich here were disgusting. The thing with sauces, I think, was sublime. I think it was incredibly smart because sauces shouldn't be the things that matter, right? Because at the end of the day, it's all about food, right? Because when Jesus died, right, according to the story, he fed everyone with his blood and his body, as in chunks of meat. That's like the theory cannibalism is bad, but that's the concept that you give yourself unto others so they can grow from your suffering, right? And the fact that they didn't care about food, they only cared about sauces, they only cared about the superficial, they only cared about the things that other people can't even begin to imagine because they just want to be able to eat. Because at the beginning of the movie, they're talking about calories and how they can't have sex because it uses too much energy. But then they're focusing on sauces, and they're obviously having sex all the time. And the hypocrisy, the stupidity, the codependency, the enmeshment, the narcissism, the hatred of animals or like natives. Well, in this movie they were animals, but because they're aliens. But the fact that had a disdain for everything around them that wasn't themselves because they haven't individuated, they haven't become whole, and this person who was forced to split himself again and again and again and keep dying and suffering by radiation and by diseases and pathogens, and in the end kindness won. And I appreciate that. Because it's not kindness that won without any pain. It's not kindness that won because of luck. But it was kindness that won because they never gave up. And that is something that I would like to see more of. You know, hope isn't this fragile thing that we put on a pedestal to slap down later. Hope is in the trenches. She's covered in mud. She has bandages on her knuckles. She has blood coming out of her nose. She's standing up on her own or with the help of someone. She's looking at her opposition dead in the eyes, fist ready to go. And she's not going to quit. And I relate to that, you know? But yeah, I want to see if I can get another video out today. I think this is going to be it for this one. But yeah, thank you. Bye.